Good morning, everyone. We're about 4 minutes out from the lesson. Good morning, everyone. We're about 4 minutes out from the lesson. Good morning, hear everyone. This, you want to ask any questions, just go right ahead and type those into the chat, and that's how I will get your questions and answer them. So say hello if you want. If you are watching on YouTube and you're not logged into Bidbox, you just want to type in bidbox.xyz in your browsers, and that will bring you to this page that you're about to see here, and it'll allow you to play along with all of the questions that I shout out to you for the One No Trump Forcing Convention. So if you want to join in and make your bids as we go, join us there at bidbox.xyz. Good morning, Rebecca. I hope wherever you are, folks, that you're experiencing better weather than we are here in New York City. I woke up to a big thunderstorm and it looks pretty terrible out there today, so hopefully there's some sunshine elsewhere. All right, it's 10 a.m., so let's get started. This is the second half of a lesson we started on Thursday evening, and it's probably the one that's going to come up way more often than normal 2/1 auctions. And if you just think about it logically, how often are we both going to have opening hands opposite each other? As opposed to when partner opens, especially when they open a major, we're way more frequently going to have hands that fit into this particular response, which is the forcing no trump response. So when we're playing 2/1 as a game forcing bid, which means when partner opens a major and we bid a normal suit at the 2 level that's not a jump, we're playing that as a game forcing bid, which is 13 or more points. So most of the time when partner opens a major, you're not going to have that many points. So that's where this bid comes in. The forcing no trump is going to handle all of those bids that are between the 6 to 12 range, right? Not enough to make a game forcing bid. And it's going to be used only in certain situations. Specifically, we're only going to use the one no trump forcing bid over major suit openings. This is one that if you're just starting to play this convention, you're going to forget it pretty often, right? Partner's going to open a minor and you're going to bid a no trump thinking it's forcing when it is definitely not. This is the slide I want you to pay attention to when you're looking at the notes, it'll give you kind of all the pieces of information to when you can make your 2/1 game forcing bid and when you have to go through the one no trump forcing portion of this here. So if you are looking for these notes and you haven't seen them, I want to kind of show you where to find them real quick. You're going to go to learnbridge.nyc and you're just going to click on the top here that says bid box. You're going to click right there. And there is the class schedule. If you click on library, right next to the one no trump forcing lesson, it'll bring you here and you can download the notes and print them out right from that page. So these are the notes we're going to be looking at for this lesson here, and you can go and take a look at them later. Download, print, do whatever you want to them. That'll be your spot. So the slide I want you to pay attention to is this one. And the way I've kind of framed this out is two doorways. Right? When partner opens a major suit, we're going to have two ways to bid. The first is the strong way. This is what we covered on Thursday evening. That's the 2/1 game forcing portion. That's what's on the left over here. So when you look on the left-hand side, these bids are the only 2/1 auctions that exist. And as you can see, 5 out of the 6 sequences start with partner opening a major. So in this spot, we're going to need something to help us out for those times where we can't make our 2-level bid because we're just not strong enough. And that's the right side of the screen. When we have 6 to 12 points, and this is total points, guys, we're counting everything in our hand. If we do not have enough to game force, which is our left side, we're going to go through the one no trump bid. And if you look far left, there are all your 2/1 bids. Far right, these are all the sequences that are one no trump forcing, and as you can see, there are only 2. When partner opens a major and we bid a no trump. It's not too bad, right? We only have to remember 2 specific spots, and we have to also remember that we cannot go through this game forcing door unless we have 13 plus points, right? So it's after a little bit of while, it'll be much easier for you to remember that, hey, if I don't have 13 plus and my partner opens a major, I'm almost always going to be bidding a no trump unless I have something else to say in my hand. So when we use the one no trump forcing, we're only going to use it, again, after 1-level major suit openings. And also, we're not going to be using it in competitive auctions. So if our partner, let's say, opens a heart and our right hand opponent bids a spade, one no trump is not forcing, right? Because it's in a competitive auction, just like 2/1. Everything is canceled when they make a bid in between. One no trump is also not going to be forcing if we've already passed, right? So if we've passed, our partner's open a major, we should just revert back to standard, and that's what this is showing us here. One no trump would be more like 6 to 10 in that spot. But any other time when partner opens a major, we're an unpassed hand, we're going to be showing our 6 to 12 range almost always by bidding one no trump. The hands below that are noted, and it says do not go through the one no trump forcing door, these are the times where we're just going to be making some sort of raise for partner, right? So if partner opens a spade and we have 6 to 9 points and 3 or more spades, guess what? We bid 2 spades just like we always would. And if we have 10 to 12 in 4-card spade support, we're going to jump to the 3 level and show it that way. And over hearts, we have those same 2 bids, the bid of 2 and 3, but we also want to include any time we have a 4-card spade suit. So if partner opens a heart and we bid a no trump, we're denying 4 spades, right? Just like we always would, right? Not too much is different here. So these bids are not going to go through the one no trump forcing, but the rest of them are all hitting that bid, because there are times where we're just going to have a long minor suit and only 9 points. Guess what? We can't bid that minor at the 2 level because that's game forcing now. So we have to go through one no trump, and we'll deal with it afterwards. So once again, these are the only 2 auctions where one no trump forcing will ever exist. 1 spade, pass 1 no. 1 heart, pass 1 no. If you look at the bottom left, this is not the forcing no trump because partner opened a minor. And on the bottom right, this is not the forcing no trump because right hand opponent interfered in our auction. Right? So these are times where one no trump is 6 to 10 and balanced, right? And on the one on the right, it's 6 to 10 balanced with a spade stopper, just like it always would be. So when we can't make our conventional bid, we always just revert right back to standard. Okay? The responses to the forcing no trump bid are going to be pretty self-explanatory with a couple of exceptions, right? So when partner responds with one no trump to our major suit opening, we're just going to bid as we normally would. If we have a 4 card suit, we're going to bid that. If we have a 6 card major, we're going to rebid that. So everything is going to seem pretty normal here except for certain spots. And I want to get to one spot in particular, and that is the example on the far right side here. When we have a hand like this is number 4 on the screen here. We've opened a spade and our partner's bid a no trump. This is a very difficult hand to deal with, and it's because we don't have a normal rebid, right? We can't rebid 2 spades because that's going to show 6. We also don't have an outside 4 card suit to bid. We would like to pass, but we can't because one no trump is forcing for 1 round. So we have to find a way to deal with these particular hands, these balanced hands with 5 card majors. And the way we do it is if we have a 3 card minor suit, which we are almost always going to have in these situations, we're going to bid that. So this is a hand that if we opened a spade and partner bid a no trump, we would simply be bidding 2 diamonds, right? Our 3 card minor suit. Both of us kind of have to know this is going on, so it's going to be a little weird when we're responding with these sorts of hands, but we'll see that when we get into the bid box app. And one other situation I want to show you here, take a look at the hand that's on the upper left hand side of the screen here, and the auction is below it. Partner has opened 1 spade, so we have a raise for partner's suit, but we don't really have any bids that show it directly. We have 11 high card points. We have about 12 total points if we're counting everything. And we definitely have a fit in spades. This is why we play the no trump as forcing, because this hand is a problem hand. We can't describe it with one bid. And you can take a look on the right hand side. The bids that would show support are 2 spades, but that only shows 6 to 9. 3 spades would show the values correctly, 10 to 12, but it would also show 4 plus spades. Right? And 2 hearts and 2 clubs are potential 2/1 bids. We're not strong enough for either one of those, and of course we don't have enough hearts to bid 2 hearts. So we're kind of in a spot where, guess what? One bid isn't going to do it. So the reason we play the no trump as forcing is partner must make a response so that now I can get this hand off my chest. And the way we do that is we respond 1 no trump. Whatever partner bids, we jump to the 3 level of their original suit. And make sure you jump. If you just go back to 2 spades, it's going to show a bad hand and usually not a fit. So the recipe for this hand, and this is called a limit raise with 3 card support, the recipe is we go through 1 no trump, and then we jump to 3 of the original major suit. And that's what this will show. It'll show 10 to 12 and 3 card support. So before we jump over to bid box, do you guys have any questions about the forcing no trump? If you do, you can type those right into the chat and we can discuss that before we get into it. But if you don't, we're going to send you over to the bid box app, which is the screen that is posted right now. And here I'm going to enter class, and I'm going to type in my email. You do not have to type in your email, but if you do, you'll get a copy of this quiz sent directly to your inbox right after the lesson. And for those of you that were here on Thursday, the link at the bottom of your email was not working, but it is now. So if you go there, you will absolutely be able to see the schedule of the next lesson. Okay, sorry. I need to jump out of here real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. The Bidbox app is doing something funny on my screen here, so I'm going to need a couple of seconds. 1 moment, please. Okay, looks like it's working on my screen now. So, partner has opened one heart, and it's our choice of bids with this particular hand. So, partner opened a heart, and it's our choice. And remember, for the purposes of this lesson, we're agreeing that 2/1 bids, in this case, let's say two diamonds, would be game forcing, showing 13 or more points. So partner opened a heart. What do we do with this hand? And for those of you that are not logged into Bidbox just yet, you're going to just type in bidbox.xyz into your browser, and that'll bring you to the page you're looking at right now, and you'll be able to make all the bids throughout the lesson. And this is one that's going to take a little bit of practice. It's going to come up way more often, so you will have a lot of opportunity to practice it, but there are some spots that you're just not going to know until you see it a few times. Right, so don't worry if you get a few of these wrong, because it's new to a lot of you. Okay, so this is one of the more common mistakes when we're dealing with the forcing no trump. What we want to bid here is one spade. And I know all of you are like, what the heck, this is a forcing no trump class. But you want to make sure to not misrepresent the shape of your hand when you have a bid that's going to show it correctly. So over one heart, we certainly can't bid at the two level, so two diamonds is out. And we could bid a no trump and partner would have to bid again, but when we do that, when we bypass a major suit that was able to be bid, we're going to be denying four of that suit. So this is the only time you have to worry. Over a one spade opening bid, guess what? You're not going to be able to bid one heart, right? So one no trump is usually going to be more likely with hands like this. But over a heart, don't forget to show your four card spade suit when you have it. Okay? All right, next hand. Now partner opens a spade, and it's our bid. All right, and for those of you just watching and not bidding, bidbox.xyz in your browsers. If you type just that, bidbox.xyz in your browser, you'll be directed to this page and you can enter the class and make all the bids along with us. All right, so the best and only choice we have with this hand is one no trump. And it's actually when they open a spade, when your partner opens a spade and you don't have a game forcing hand, this is going to become automatic to you at some point because we do not have enough points to game force. 13 points is what's needed to bid at the two level if we're playing 2/1 game forcing, which we should be. So here, two clubs seems like it would make sense, but it's not good enough anymore. So we bid a no trump, which is forcing for one round, and it shows anywhere between 6 and 12 points and almost any distribution possible, right? So I could have a 7 card suit for all my partner knows. Right? All I'm showing is I have some response that's between 6 and 12, and especially over a spade could almost be any hand, right? Because we don't have any other good options over one spade, right? Every single response is at the two level, except for one no trump. All right, let's take a look at the next bid in this auction. So after we bid a no trump, our partner bids two clubs, and it's our choice once again. So remember, partner opened a spade. We bid the forcing no trump, and they responded two clubs. All right, I see a lot of answers in here, and no one has made probably the best bid here, which is 2 no trump. And I want to tell you about the 2 heart bid first, because that was the one that most of our audience chose. And that would actually just show a really bad hand and 6 or more hearts. And I want you to take a second before you slap your head there and say, how can that be possible? Well, partner opened one suit and then bid another, which means all we know at this point is partner has 5 spades and they have at least 3 clubs. This is the weird part. We have to remember on both sides of the table that sometimes partner's going to be stuck for a bid. The no trump forces them to bid, so they're going to have hands where they would like to pass or at least make some other bid, but they can't. Right? So they're allowed to bid a 3 card minor suit. And the key difference here between bidding hearts and not is guess what partner would have done if they had 4 hearts? They would have opened a spade, we bid a no trump, they would have absolutely bid 2 hearts. That's their first priority always. So partner cannot have a fit for our heart suit, which is not only why our 2 heart bid shows way more hearts, but it's also the lowest bid we can make. So it is a sign off. Whenever we bid a forcing no trump and then bid some other suit that partner hasn't discussed, as long as it's not a jump, it is a non forcing bid. So 2 hearts is just, hey, I have a bunch of hearts and I want to just play 2 hearts. You better pass. 3 clubs is a much better bid. However, again, we were forgetting that partner could only have a 3 card club suit. So we want to make an invitational bid. And that's the cool part about the one no trump forcing. We can never have more than 12. So if we bid one no trump and then even when we jump or make an invitational bid, partner's never going to think we have a really good hand, right? They're always going to cap us at 12, which is right. And the invitational bid, the only one that really makes sense at this point is 2 no trump. Some of you may be like, well, I don't have a diamond stopper, but you have a little bit of length, and partner could certainly have a balanced hand, but you don't want to miss the opportunity to get to a game that could be there. So you certainly want to make an invitational bid, but the best one here is going to be 2 no. Those of you that bid 3 clubs get like half credit because it's still you made a push to game, which you're supposed to do with this hand. It was just probably the wrong push. All right, let's take a look at another one. All right, now partner opens a heart, and it's our call with this hand. And if you want to make your bids along with the live class, just head to bidbox.xyz in your browser, and it'll bring you to this page where you can make your bids right along with us. All right, this is definitely getting to the point where we're falling in. We're feeling a little bit more comfortable with the forcing no trump for sure. This spot we have no other bid, right? We would certainly love to show our club suit, but we can't because that would show 13 or more points. So here we're just going to start with the forcing no trump, and we're going to see what partner has to say next. And when they rebid, they bid 2 clubs. So now it's your choice. What do you do after you've bid your forcing no trump and partner responds 2 clubs? So we've seen partner make their opening bid and their response. And our best choice here, and two of you got it right, is pass. Now, some of you bid three clubs, which is interesting. If you're counting all your points, it might seem like you have an invitational bid. But think about partner's choices after three clubs. Right? When you bid three clubs and partner wants to accept your invitation, they're very frequently going to do that by bidding three no. And now you're going to be playing three no with this kind of marginal nine count opposite partners, good 13 or 14. So three clubs is not likely going to get you to a club game. Sometimes, you might hit a gold mine and be in the right spot, but really the best bid you can make here that's the safest is just to pass. Right? Especially if you're playing match points, which I think most of you are. Right? In this spot, you have a minimum hand. You're also somewhat of a misfit. You do have a club fit. That's the beauty part. Right? Partner has at least three clubs, so you have an 8 card fit. But staying low is usually going to be best. Your invitational hands are going to be the upper end of that forcing no trump range, which is like a good 10 to 12. And here you're kind of close with your shape, but remember your shortness is one of partner's better suits, and the rest of your hand isn't terrific. So it's okay to pass. And this is how we take a preference, right? Usually after we bid the forcing no trump, partner will have bid a different suit, and now we're going to be taking a choice between those suits. And we don't have to bid three to take that choice. Passing does the same exact thing, and it keeps us one level lower, which is very good, especially if partner's going to be tabling just a minimum type hand, which they usually are going to have here. Okay? All right, next. And again, guys, any questions at all as we go forward at any time, you can type it right into the chat here on YouTube, and I will get to those questions as we go. But let's jump to this hand. Partner has opened one heart, and it's your bid. All right, we have 7 answers so far and 7 incorrect answers so far. That means this is a very good question, and it's a little bit of a misdirection because this is a forcing no trump class. However, our hand is actually way too good for the forcing no trump, and we have 4 card support for partners major. So if you count everything in this hand, you have a very good 13 or more points with 4 card support. We bid Jacoby 2 no trump with this hand. Don't get sucked into the conventions that you're playing or the lesson. In this spot, we want a game force and we want to show that we have a 9 card major suit fit. We get to do both of those things with the 2 no trump bid. There's another bid that could show a hand like this as well after partner opens a heart. And I'll let you guys think about that. If you want to type it into the chat, go ahead. But there's another bid that might describe this hand pretty well also. And it's a kind of a specific raise. Can anyone think of it? If you think of it, I'll give you a few seconds. Type it into the chat. And if not, I will definitely ruin the surprise in a minute. There we go. We got people jumping in already. Yeah, 4 diamonds would be a splinter bid. It would show 4 card support also, and it would guarantee shortness in the suit that we bid. All right, so yeah, 4 diamonds is a possibility here. 2 no is good. 1 spade is interesting because, hey, you might find a spade fit also, but whenever you find a 9 card major suit fit and you can game force and show that, it's way better. Because now when we play Jacoby 2 no trump, we're going to have the ability to hear what partner does next and make a good decision, right? So in the spots where partner opens a major, we have four card support and a game forcing hand. Don't mess around. Just bid two no. You're going to get a lot more information afterwards. Yeah, Adati put Bergen raise here. That is good if your hand is a little weaker, right? This is a game forcing hand because of the shortness and also the other outside five card suit. So here we want to make sure we force the game, and maybe we'll get to slam even with hands like this. All right. So just because it's a forcing no trump class doesn't mean you're obviously always going to be doing that. Sometimes you got to see different hands as we're going forward to solidify here. So partner opens a spade on this one, and it's your call. And we won't spend too much time on these. You guys are nailing these now. Uh, Again, not enough values to make a 2/1 bid, so we start with one no, right? We have a pretty decent hand, but certainly not enough to game force. So we start with our one no trump bid and we hear what partner has to say next. And now they respond two diamonds. It's your call. So partner opened a spade, you bid your forcing no trump, and they bid two diamonds. All right, this is a good one. We definitely have some different answers here. And the answer to this question kind of depends on how aggressive your style is. The best answer in the long run is just going to be bidding two spades. And I don't want you guys to get confused here. You're not showing support when you do this. And in fact, you're just saying, hey, out of the two suits you told me about, I prefer spades. And I have a hand that's not good enough to make an invitational bid, which this is very close. In this spot, it is very close to 2 no trump. I think it's a little bit of a stretch, but you do have a good holding in partner's major suit. You have some good intermediate cards, and you may have a source of tricks yourself. So I actually put 2 no trump is a bit of a stretch, but I don't hate it in this spot because I do have as close to an invitational hand as I possibly could, right? So two spades would be if you're feeling like you want to stay, reasonably low and be safe. Two no is just you feel good and you may play the hand very well, so you want to be aggressive, right? So either one is okay. Two spades is probably the best in the long run, but I definitely sympathize with all the two no bidders for sure. Pass, you can't pass because you have a seven card spade fit, and in some spots you may only have a five card diamond fit, right? That rebid of two diamonds, remember, when we bid a minor in response to the one no trump forcing, it could be only three cards. So in this spot, we have to at least get partner back to their suit at the two level. All right, next case, partner opened a heart, and this is our hand. Your call. And once again, folks, bidbox.xyz in your browser. Type those exact letters, and you will be taken right to the screen you're looking at. Just click enter class, and you can join us and make your bids as you go. All right, one spade is the best bid. This is good. We only had one person tricked by this here. Don't forget, always show your four card major if it's there to bid. If you had a stronger hand, let's say you have a 13 count in this shape, you would game force. You would bid two diamonds, right? No problem. But here over one heart, you cannot do that. Your hand isn't strong enough, and you do have a four card spade suit. So you start with that always. Don't skip over your four card major to make the forcing no trump bid. Right? One spade is also forcing, and it shows that you have four. Important information for partner to have. All right, let's take a look at the next one. So now we're on the other side of the table. All right, we're going to take a look at some responses as the opening bidder. So on this auction, we've opened one spade, and our partner has made the forcing no trump bid. So it's your call. We opened a spade, partner bid a no trump, your choice. Okay, it looks like you probably have two choices here, clubs and diamonds. The correct bid is two clubs. And this is that problem hand, right? This is what we talked about in the lesson earlier. When we open a major and partner bids a forcing no trump, sometimes we're just going to be stuck with this hand, right? A minimum that's balanced. We can't pass a no trump, and we also can't bid two no because that would always be 18-19, right? 1-1 2 no, no matter what, is 18-19. So here we're allowed to bid a three card minor suit. When we have a choice of three card minors, clubs and diamonds in this case, we bid the lower one always. And this is just for ease of use, essentially. We want to make sure that we bid clubs, so just in case partner was planning on bidding diamonds, they get a chance to do that at the two level, right? And they don't have to decide whether to raise. We give partner as much room as possible. So when you're choosing, always bid two clubs. And both of us need to know this, right? So we know we can bid a three card suit, and partner should also know that when they see a minor suit in response to the forcing no trump, it could certainly only be three cards. All right, so after we bid two clubs, our partner bids two spades. And now it is your call once again. This is a very good question. Everyone is nailing it here. Yes, the correct bid and the only correct bid is to pass. Everyone gets this one right. A lot of people falsely assume that this shows support for your spade suit. It does not. It actually just says, partner, I prefer spades to clubs. That's all I'm telling you. I may have two spades in some weird spots. I may only have one spade, right? Unlikely, but it's not beyond the realm of possibility. So here We always just want to bail out low. And a good thing to remember is after the forcing no trump, whenever partner does something at the lowest available level, right, when they bid a new suit or when they actually go back to one of our suits, it shows a bad hand, right? It shows the lower end of that 6 to 12 range, right? If they have a better hand, they'll make some sort of forward going or invitational bid. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, partner opens a heart, and this is your hand. Make your call. So one heart passed to us. All right, we are really getting the hang of this here. I didn't get any biters bidding hearts on this hand. This is a hand that is pretty good, right? And it has heart support. But there's no way to show this directly, right? This is a two-step process. So the first step we've all nailed here. We're going to bid a no trump, which is forcing for one round. And after we do that, partner bids two hearts. And now it's our choice. So they opened a heart, we bid a forcing no trump, and they bid two hearts. Your call. All right, we have two very common choices here, three hearts and four hearts. Here's the rule I'm going to set out for you guys. Three hearts would be the correct bid if partner did anything but rebid their suit. But when partner rebids their suit, and we were planning on showing this limit raise with three card support, whenever partner rebids their suit and you have this hand, it's almost always right to just bid game. All right, because now you've established a nine card fit. It actually makes both of your hands better. And in this spot, when partner does rebid their suit, unless you're playing with a partner that opens very light frequently, it's okay to jump to game, right? And this would be, probably as little as you would want for that. But here, that extra card makes a lot of difference. So the best rule of thumb in these spots is as long as you're not playing with a wacky partner that's going to open super light, when they rebid their suit at the two level and you were planning on making your limit raise, go ahead and bid that game. All right, next. All right, now we're back on the other side of the table. We open a spade and partner bid a no trump, and it's our bid. All right, our best bid here is just to rebid our spades at the two level. Now this is a hand that a lot of you maybe got a little too excited with. You want to jump to three spades. It's close, but not quite good enough for that. We don't want to show a better hand than what we have, especially if we're not fitting with our partner. So it's okay just to bid two spades here, and if partner makes any move, we're clearly going to bid a game, right? So just rebid your suit and see what partner does next. Two clubs would be if you only had five spades, right? Now you would kind of have to bid your three card minor suit. But here, just like normal, right? Not much is going to be different. If you have a six card suit, you're going to open it and rebid it. The only time you wouldn't is if, let's say, you had six spades and four cards in the heart suit. Now you would mention those first and then maybe come back and bid your spades later if you had an opportunity to do so. And after you bid two spades, partner raises to three. Your call. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna be bidding game with this hand, and as we said before, if partner makes any move, we're certainly gonna bid game. I have an extra question for this one that's not in the bid box app, but you can type it into the chat. What's partner's likely number of spades on this auction? And you have to kind of think about a couple of the hands we've seen previously. So how many spades is partner likely to have on this auction? And you can type that into the chat when you figure it out. I'll give you a few seconds. I like, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but No Combed gave the best answer. They said three and then two. So, so they covered all the bases. It's likely only two. And it's because of the hand we just saw before. The rule usually will be that if partner was planning on showing a limit raise with three card support, that they just bid four spades in this spot, right? So in this particular scenario, I'm not saying partner can't have three, but it's very likely to only be two because they didn't kick it into four. Okay, so here it's not going to matter whether we think it's two or three. Our hand is so good when partner invites the game and we find our fit that it's not something you really needed to be thinking about. But in other hands, it's certainly something you want to consider, right? So if we're going to be jumping to four when partner rebids their suit with a three card support and a limit raise, here this looks like it's almost always only two, or like a marginal invite with three card support. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, now partner opens a spade, and it's our bid. All right, the only bid we can make here when we're playing 2/1 is game forcing, is one no trump. All right, the one spade opening bid is going to be a little easier to catch on to than the one heart opening bid because there are just a couple more scenarios to worry about there. But here, the easy part is remember those doorways, right? When we have enough points to make a game forcing bid, we go ahead and we make that game forcing bid, right? But when we don't, especially when partner opens a spade, the only door we have to go through is the one no trump forcing door, 6 to 12 points. So just keep that in mind whenever you're seeing this, right? Especially when partner opens a spade. If you can't game force, you got to go through one no trump. Simple as that. Right? So after we bid one no trump, our partner jumps to three spades. And now it's back to us. So partner opened a spade, we bid our forcing no trump, and partner jumped to three spades. Okay, the best choice here is going to be three no trump. Some of you are kicking it into four spades, and that might work out okay. However, partner's only showing a six card suit, and they are showing about a good 16 to 18 points. So passing is going to be keeping us out of a game we're very likely to make. And bidding four spades is going to be one of those spots where you may only have a seven card fit. And think about it this way: if we bid 3 no and partner has like seven spades, they're probably going to bid four spades themselves anyway, right? When we show the ability to play game. So don't worry about bidding four spades yourself. Here, you just bid 3 no, and you're either going to be playing it there or partner's going to take another call after that. Okay? Passing will very likely mean that you're going to be in a part score when a lot of others are playing game. And this is a reasonable hand opposite a good spade suit, right? With extra values. You have stoppers everywhere, you have length, right? You're not too worried about playing no trump in this spot. All right, so we're back on the other side of the table and we've opened one heart and partners bid one no trump, and it's our call. Yeah, these are the good ones. These are the ones you want to get dealt the most often, the easy responses, right? Clearly, we are going to bid our four card diamond suit. Two diamonds is the correct bid. And after we do that, oh, sorry, different hand. Partner opens a heart now, and this is our hand. Okay, as weird as it seems, with this seven card club suit, we're going to start with the forcing no trump. And and the answers we saw here are pretty much everyone's choosing the forcing no trump, and one other person's bidding three clubs. Now, three clubs is going to be by partnership agreement, something conventional, or it should be preemptive, right? If we're playing 2/1 as game forcing, right, we can make our strong bids by bidding at the two level. So the three level bids don't have to be strong. They're either conventional, which is the standard way to play these sorts of things, or weak, very weak, right? Especially when partner opens the bidding. Here we start with the forcing no trump. Partner has to bid again, and we'll see what we're doing next. And when we do that, partner bids two diamonds, and it comes back to us. So now it's our choice. Partner opened a heart. We bid a no trump, and they've now bid two diamonds. Your call. We have nine answers and two correct answers. And the correct answers are the ones that bid three clubs. So, this is how we sign off with the forcing no trump. Right? We have a very long suit, six or more cards, and we go through the forcing no trump, and then we bid a different suit than whatever partner has shown us. It is always, always, always just a sign off. It says, hey, partner, I want to play three clubs, and that's it. And on this hand, your hand is completely worthless pretty much if you're playing hearts or diamonds, the two suits that partner suggested. Because you have this amazing source of tricks in your hand that partner's never going to be able to get to, right? Especially when they've drawn some trump, this hand is going to be dead. So you want to play the club suit as the trump suit. And the way we can get there is we go through the forcing no trump, and then we bid clubs freely ourselves. And this just says, partner, you better not bid again. We're playing three clubs. It's perfect for a hand like this, right? Our best suit is the trump suit, and we're probably getting to the contract that's one of the only makeable contracts on a hand like this. Right, so those of you that bid two hearts, if you had only a five card club suit, let's say, and scattered other values, you would certainly go back to two hearts for sure. But here, with a very good suit of your own and the really good need to sign off, right? You just bid a no trump and you bid your suit. Get there quick. All right, now partners open the heart, and it's our choice again. So after our one no Trump response, which was absolutely correct, partner bids two clubs and it gets sent back to us. What do we do now? So yeah, sometimes I can see that you guys have misclicked. So this is just like Real Bridge. Everything is changeable on the bid box app until you press that red bid button. Right. So if you've put in the wrong thing and you haven't pressed the red bid button yet, you can go back and change anything you want. But once you press that red bid button, you have made your choice. And we have a lot of different answers to this one, and the correct one is two hearts. So in these situations, you've gone through the forcing no trump. Partner has responded with a minor suit. We have to remember that that could be a minor suit that contains only three cards. It would be very simple if we knew it was four cards. We would pass, right? Because we know we have an eight card club fit. But here we can't pass because now we might be choosing between seven card fits, right? And the major suit is just going to score better, but also we know partner has at least five hearts and we have two. If partner only has three clubs, we're going to be in a 4-3 fit of a minor rather than a 5-2 fit of a major. Not the best situation. And here, the majors are just going to score higher anyway. So even if you are missing a club fit, you are very frequently going to be able to take enough tricks to at least equal or better the score that you can make in the minor suit. All right. So in these situations, when you have 4 card support for the minor, but 2 card support for the major, and you want to sign off, you do so by going back to the major at the 2 level. And it shows this hand. It definitely denies 3 card support, and if it has 3 card support, it's super ugly, right? That's one way you can use the one no trump forcing. If you play constructive raises, you can do it with really bad hands, right? But the key thing here is when we go back to 2 hearts, we're certainly not showing anything that wants to go forward, right? We're signing off for sure. All right, now partner opens 1 spade, and it's our choice with this ugly hand. So for sure, we go through one no trump. I'm glad nobody passed with this hand. It is ugly, but it's 6 or more points, so we have to bid at least once. And after we bid a no trump, partner raises to 2 no trump, and that's back to us. Your call. We have like a half and half crowd here. I like it. We have some timid bidders and we have some aggressive bidders. This is 3 no trump, but it's one of those hands that's right on the edge of either raising to game or passing. The thing we need to recognize is that partner's 2 no trump bid is 18-19 balanced, right? They certainly have a 5 card spade suit, but the rest of their hand is somewhat balanced and they have 18-19. So with a hand like this, it is ugly, but it's 7 high card points. And the intermediate cards are pretty good. We have a couple of tens. We have, good diamond holding, reasonable heart holding. So here, even though it's on the edge of passing, bidding 3 is going to make a little more sense. And a good rule of thumb here is if we know we have at least 25 points between us, we should bid a game. And if we know we have at most 25 points between us, we should usually stay out of that game. So in this situation, with 7 and some good intermediate cards, if partner has 18, we have at least 25, right? And we could have more than that. So here, use that as a guideline generally, but with this hand, it does look somewhat ugly, but when partner shows a very good hand, we certainly have enough to kick it into game. And if it's wrong, we'll just say, hey, partner, you bid too much. All right, next hand, partner opens a heart, and it's our choice. Your call after partner opens a heart. So half of you are in the one no trump lesson solid, but you forgot to raise the 2 hearts on this hand. All right, this is a normal raise. We could make this a constructive raise or a normal raise, but here you're just going to be bidding 2 hearts to show your 3 card support and a minimum. Right? When you have this hand, you're always going to raise the 2 hearts unless it's weaker than this, and then you might go through a no trump. But here, simple raise will do. Uh, there's a question here, Dottie. We did not discuss there's no such thing as semi forcing 2/1, right? 2/1 is game forcing. What you might be referring to is semi forcing no trump, which we're not going to discuss, but is something that you can all choose to do later. And it's a tiny adjustment. Instead of the one no trump being 100% forcing, it's what's called semi forcing, which means we should be bidding opposite that almost always, but we can pass in certain circumstances. I don't recommend that right away for you guys without developing the judgment necessary to know when it's right to kind of pass these bids, right? So it's better to kind of go through this first, learn what types of hands work and some of the ones that may be issues, and then decide to do that later. The next hand is partners opening a spade, and it's our choice. Rebecca asked a good question. The first question I see here, and this is kind of in reference to the 2/1 lesson, but it's a good spot to discuss here. When partner opens a spade and we bid two hearts, we have to have five because it's a major suit and it's going to be easier to find fits that way. The reason we do it this way is because if we do get to make a different game forcing bid, let's say I only have four hearts and partner opens a spade, I'm going to bid a minor suit, and guess what partner's going to do with their four card heart suit? They're absolutely going to bid that suit there. So that is the answer to your first question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shelve the second and third question to after we're done with the quiz. So if we can be patient here, I will definitely talk about those two questions you have after that one, okay? And you are all correct here. One no trump is the only choice. I'm glad no one was tempted to bid two or three hearts with this hand. We start with one no. We have 6 to 12 points, and that's all we want to do is make that one bid and see what partner does next. And after we do that, partner bids two clubs, and it's our choice. And it looks like Rebecca, those two questions are pretty quick to answer. Um, the one no trump forcing convention, or whatever you want to call it, is a pretty standard part of the 2/1 system, right? Because when we don't have enough to game force, we have to have some bid that catches the rest of our hands, which is why you see the forcing no trump is a wider ranged bid, right? The normal one no trump response was 6 to 10. The forcing no trump is 6 to 12, which is also why it's forcing. Um, when any, when anyone says they play 2/1, what they're saying is they play 2/1 as a game forcing bid. That's the way the system works. Anytime it is a one level bid followed by a two level bid, that's not a jump. It is a game forcing bid, no matter what. All right. And on this hand, we should all be bidding two hearts, which we should recognize is our sign off. Right? This is how we sign off in hearts. And that was our only goal on this hand. Even though partner did bid a suit we have four cards in, that could still be a three card suit, right? So we don't want to proceed to the three level and make an invitational bid at the same time, right? So we'd be showing a better hand and probably more clubs. This is a weak hand. We have a good six card suit, but not much else. So we just bid a no trump, and if we can, we go back to the heart suit, and that tells partner, hey, stop talking. I want to play two hearts. When partner bids over this, there are two possible things that have happened. If they are dialed in and they know all their stuff, if they bid, it means they have extras, meaning they probably had some sort of unbalanced good 16 or more, and they want to continue talking. The other part, which is probably more frequent at this point, partner forgot that two hearts was a sign off. All right. So it's okay if they do, let's say they bid clubs or something, now you can bail out. But if they do anything else, they'll just try to sign off again. But this is a big spot for a mistake because a lot of people don't recognize that once you go through a no trump, you never make a forcing bid again. If you think of it that way, it's going to be easier. You've already limited your hand to 6 to 12, right? So new suits are no longer forcing by responder. Because when you limit your hand, you never make a forcing bid again because partner kind of knows where you are in your range. So if you go through the one no trump forcing and then you bid a new suit, it's a bad hand, not a good one. Right? We could have shown a good hand by bidding 2/1. All right, next hand. Partner opens a spade and it's our call. And we won't spend too much time on this one. We're clearly going to bid a no trump, right? There's no other choice with this hand. And that's because our hand is too good for all those spade bids that we made. And this is the special hand that we're talking about. Three spades is a good bid for your values because you counted all your points. You have a good hand for spades, but it shows 4 card support. Two spades is a good hand for your shape. You do have 3 card support, but your hand is just too good for that bid, right? When you count all your points, you're certainly at the invitational level. So this is that two-step bid. The first step being you bid one no trump. And now when partner bids 2 diamonds, you get a chance to describe this hand. So go ahead and make your next bid here. Your partner opened a spade. You bid a forcing no trump. Partner now bid 2 diamonds, and it's your call. This is really good. We have good answers and a good mistake to talk about. So the way we show this hand is always to go through the forcing no trump and then jump to the 3 level in our partner's suit. Right? So we've accomplished the first part. We bid a no trump, and now when partner bids 2 diamonds, we jump to 3 to show this invitational hand. And again, the forcing no trump is so good because it's always just that 6 to 12 points. So no matter how much we jump after we bid a no trump, partner's never going to think we have more than our 6 to 12 that we showed. Right? So that's how we deal with this hand. We bid our forcing no trump knowing partner has to make a call, and then we jump to 3 spades to show the limit raised with 3 card support. The bid of 2 spades is going to show a bad hand, and in fact, it does not show a fit. Remember, this is the 2 spade bid that says, hey, out of the 2 suits you showed, diamonds and spades, I prefer spades. And I could only have 2 of them in that case, right? And the 4 spade bid would be right if partner had rebid their spades. They did not, right? They bid a new suit. So here we've gone through the forcing no trump, and then we jump to 3 of partner's major to show this hand, right? Don't forget to jump. And don't worry about the jump. It's never going to be construed as a strong hand, right? Because you've already limited your hand to 6 to 12. All right, so we're back on the other side of the table. We've opened a spade and partners bid a no trump. And it's our choice once again. Yeah, 2 hearts is the right bid here. The natural bid is the best bid, right? So you don't have to bid a 3 card minor unless you're forced to do so. So when partner bids the forcing no trump when we have a second 4 card suit that we can bid, we usually bid it. Right, so 2 hearts is certainly right here. And after we bid 2 hearts, partner bids 3 clubs, and it's back to us. So we opened a spade. Partner bid a no trump. We bid two hearts, and they now bid three clubs. All right. We have some adventurous souls here. The only correct bid, however, is to pass. This is what that sign off looks like from the other side of the table. So we've opened a spade. Partner made their forcing no trump bid. We bid two hearts, just showing the shape of our hand. And this is always four hearts, guys. The reason we're allowed to bid a three card minor suit is because we guarantee that this two heart bid is always a four card suit. The majors are very important, so we don't lie about those. But here, this was partner bidding a no trump and then bidding a new suit at the lowest level. It gets confusing sometimes, especially when partners bidding at the three level. It always looks stronger than it actually is, but really, partner bid a no trump and they bid their own suit at the lowest level. So this just says, hey, I want to play clubs and that's it. They could have a hand that looks very similar to the one we saw from the other side of the table, like seven clubs and a very bad hand, and they know clubs is best for us, right? So never pull partner out of their sign off. You're going to end up playing a contract that is not likely to make. Even though three clubs looks like it's bad, consider this: you have the ace of clubs. That can't be a terrible card when partner wants to sign off in a very long suit. This is why, though, that this sign off bid is always six or more cards, especially in this spot. Because think about it, we've shown nine cards in the major suits, and partner still wants to play three clubs, right? They must have a heck of a lot of clubs to be able to do that, and that's why it has to be long and weak. All right, next case, partner opens a spade, and it is our bid. All right, we won't spend too much time on this one. You guys are all nailing the first bids, obviously. One no trump forcing, no other choice. Again, the easiest ones are over a spade. We have no other bid to make, so we go ahead and make our forcing no trump bid. And partner now bids two spades, and it's back to us. Good job, everybody. This is absolutely a pass. It's awesome that you guys are comfortable passing in these spots because it's very hard to get people to pass with a singleton in their partner's suit, right? Not the easiest thing to do, but the only correct thing to do here, right? A partner shows a six card spade suit. We certainly want to just play two spades, so we go ahead and we pass. And I think that is the last hand. So in a few minutes, you guys will probably get an email that will have a copy of this attached to it, so you can get to that page whenever you want. If you've taken more than one bid box lesson prior to this, you'll have a landing page with a copy of every lesson you've taken with me. So go ahead and take a look at that. Take the quiz over again, and a copy of the video will always be posted right to YouTube. And now we'll take some questions, and I see one right here. Over one no trump forcing, is it ever okay for opener to bid a two card minor? And the answer is actually yes. If you have a hand that has, and let me kind of type it into the chat. Let's say you have four spades, five hearts, and you're 2-2 in the minors. Okay? So let's say that is your hand, and you open one heart, and partner responds one no trump. What do you do with this hand if it's a minimum? You can't bid two spades. Even though you have four of them, that would be a reverse. So in these situations, you may sometimes have to bid a two card minor, and it's really only going to happen over the heart opening when you can't reverse into bidding two spades, right? Because that would be a strong hand. So yeah, there are a very few circumstances, but they can pop up. And there, just remember, if you've agreed to play it as a forcing bid, make the bid that makes the most sense. Two card suits aren't great, but hey, what else are you going to do? Right? And back to the question that Rebecca O had earlier, the difference between a system and a convention is, and I would say this, maybe I misstated in the notes that you read. 2/1 is a system of which one no trump forcing is a very strong component to it. You can play the forcing no trump without playing 2/1, but pretty much they go hand in hand, right? There's a good use, there's a good reason that we use them together, and you can see that through this system here. But the system is essentially an agreement that all of our 2/1 bids are game forcing. There are a lot of other systems out there that just add a ton of conventions into creating a full system. Like precision is a very good example of that. It's a very artificial, strong system using a bunch of different bids, and you can make it as complicated or as simple as you want. But the system is essentially your overall general approach, right? And for most of us, that is 2/1 these days. And that just means that all of our normal 1/2 auctions are game forcing. All right, folks. I will take your questions all the way up until whenever you guys are exhausted. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're all playing 2/1 and also using the one no trump forcing convention along with it because they go hand in hand. Again, you guys can take this lesson again whenever you want. If you put your email in to the Bidbox app, it'll be sent right to you. You probably should have that email now, I think. And also, you can get a copy of this video right on YouTube. It'll be posted right after we're done broadcasting here. So thank you guys very much for joining. I'll sit back and wait for any questions, and if I don't see any, I will log off in a minute or two. Thanks a lot, everybody. All right, folks, take care. Have a good day.